It's an amazing day. Andrea M. Stuckey here, the divorce liberator and your favorite life and divorce coach. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, I wanted to just pop in today. It is the holiday season, and I wanted to share with you 5 ways to beat the holiday blues after or during while divorcing. 5 ways to beat holiday blues while divorcing. So listen, I know all too well about this season right here as we're approaching the holidays. We've already gone through a couple of them, and I know it can be a very difficult time. I've gone through 2 divorces, and every year I am reminiscent, if you will, of the changes that I've made over the past 12 years at the recording of this video. So I want to share some things that have helped me along my journey that I'd like to suggest to you as you're approaching the holidays or the rest of the holidays for this year. And hopefully you can find some solace in this area. And, you can feel a little bit better and, make it the best holiday season that it can be for the situation and circumstance that you're going through. So listen, the first thing is, being that it is a very difficult time and season, you could be like really, really new at separating. As for me, when I left my second husband, it was in the month of December, 10 days before Christmas. And if you're on my email list, I shared that story with my email list around Thanksgiving season about what that looked like and how challenging it was. But I moved out 10 days before Christmas, right? And so, so depending where you are in your journey can also depend on how you're feeling at this time. So the first thing is I want you to know is that, listen, the holiday season, you get to create it the way you want it to be, but you get to celebrate on your own terms. And what does that look like? That means you can stay at home if you want. You can join your normal traditions. You can opt out if you will. I don't really suggest that, but you can, stay home. You can cook for others, invite people over. You can, change how you do your gift giving. You get to do it on your terms. And I think that this is what causes the most stress and challenges for divorcees or potential divorcees. And I know separation I use them sort of interchangeably, really, because a separation is just like divorcing, because sometimes a divorce can take 2 or 3 years before the ink dries on the documents, if you will. But you get to celebrate the way that you want to this year. And so you don't need permission. You don't have to ask anyone. But if you're really having a challenging time, you can make some shifts and you can make some changes that will benefit you, but only you know what that looks like. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. But listen, you get to create it, right? You get to celebrate the holidays on your own terms. Number 2, create boundaries this holiday season and stick to them. Create boundaries. And what do I mean by that? Listen, divorce brings a lot of changes and shiftings, in your home life, if you will, especially in the financial area, right? And so if this is a season where maybe you're not financially able to purchase gifts the way that you normally do, or, perhaps you guys won't give everyone gifts, maybe you'll pick names or whatever that may be for you. Whether it's a different type of budget, whether you tell your family instead of going over one family member's house, you'd rather go over another, whatever that is, you get to create those boundaries. And then also, especially around conversations, I want you to prepare yourself. I say this all the time, so I'm going to say it again, is that, oftentimes if this is your first holiday season being around family and friends and you're now newly single, people may want to ask questions that you're not willing to discuss. And so you don't have to have those discussions. You really don't. Totally up to you. And so you can begin to create boundaries in that area. And you do that by practicing ahead of time, right? So when people say, hey, I heard that, you and Johnny, if you will, are going through a divorce. What happened? Here's a quick comeback, in love. Hey, listen, I really don't want to discuss that right now, but I'd appreciate your prayers for me and my family. That's it. Right now, you can tweak that, change that. You can, maybe you're comfortable with creating boundaries, but I always use that one. You can, rewind this and you can Practice it if you will, but a lot of times that's one of our major concerns, because you're going around your family, you've had this challenge, big challenge throughout the year, or maybe even closer to the holiday season, and you really don't want to discuss it, right? You really don't want to get into the details. You just want to enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy your kids, if that's the case, and move on. And you get the opportunity to do that. You get to create boundaries. Number three, and this is one of the things that I found so helpful at this time of year when it's challenging for yourself as you're going through a challenge, but to serve and give back, right? To serve and give back. To be honest with you, whenever my kids and I were involved in community service projects, it helped us so much. It gave me a different viewpoint on what I was dealing with, opposed to well, in reference to other people and their challenges, right? I mean, you can feed the homeless, you can buy products for the homeless, you can grab an angel off the tree at one of your local stores, you can give to a shelter, you can do whatever you want. But a lot of times that's a great distraction, if you will, from all of the uh, focus that can go into the actual holiday and family and things of that nature. And it gives you a different perspective on the holiday season. So I really, really suggest that. My children and I, we did community service projects for many years during my separation and even after divorce. One of the projects that we did was hats for homeless. My oldest and I, we collected hats during the little like October to December and gave it to a local homeless shelter where they distributed hats and caps along with other items for the homeless community. So serving is a great way to help you deal with the holiday blues. Number four, you get to create new traditions. One of the ways that you can beat the holiday blues, if you will, is to create new traditions. You don't have to necessarily keep the old traditions, whatever that looks like, right? Or maybe you can keep some old traditions and bring on some new traditions, right? So I've been out of my second marriage for 12 years. And 4 years ago, my youngest daughter and I decided to take my youngest daughter um, on vacation for Christmas. Whereas typically we would drive to Connecticut. I live in Virginia. We would typically drive to Connecticut and be with my family there during the holiday season, Christmas time. And we did that for many, many years. But I was just tired of the cold. And I wanted to spend more quality time with my daughter. I knew she was in high school, she'd be going to college. And I thought it'd be a great way to change the climate, go somewhere a little bit warmer each year. And we actually did that for all 4 years that she was in high school. And we created some amazing memories. We had great experiences. And I just created that new tradition. Now that she's in college, we sort of went back a little bit, right? Because she's coming home. And so I cooked for Thanksgiving and we'll be home for Christmas this year, right? So listen, you get to create at any point new traditions, keep some old ones, and you can do whatever you want, right? This is your life, this is your journey. You've got to take great care of yourself. That is so, so important. And sometimes the holiday pressures, um they can be a lot, they can be, excuse me, there can be a lot of pressure, but we have some control over our lives. We get to tell people no. We get to excuse ourselves from certain events, and we get to give ourselves what we need during this season. And only you know what it is that you need during this holiday season. And lastly, it's a given. And as I always say, just make sure you're with people that love and support you, that genuinely love and support you, whether that's family, whether that's friends, whether that's kids, whether it's coworkers. But if it's people who want to gossip and be nosy and all those things, that's not the environment you want to be in, right? You want to be in a place where you're free to be yourself and you can relax and enjoy the company of those who love and support you, right? So listen, if you are already not a member of my amazing community, Divorce From Unite, make sure you go to divorcefromunite.com. It's a safe space, encouraging space, a positive space. I have an amazing team of certified life coaches there that help me help the women that are in the community. And we have some amazing things planned for 2023, including our annual spring retreat. So hopefully you'll go and join and you'll be able to get all the details there. And if you want to know more, you can just leave me a comment here. In the comment section, or you could direct message me, right? So listen, here are some tips. Let me quickly review 5 ways to beat the holiday blues while divorcing. Number 1, celebrate the holidays on your own terms. Number 2, create boundaries and stick to them. That's the key about boundaries. You got to stick to them. Number 3, give back and serve. Number 4, create new traditions. And of course, number 5, make sure that you are with those who love and genuinely support you. So again, I'm Andrea M. Stuckey, the divorce liberator and your favorite life and divorce coach. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.